Welcome to Farming Aid.
When most people think about American cattle breeds, the same names always come up. Angus, Hereford, and Holstein dominate the spotlight, shaping how farmers make decisions and how consumers understand beef and dairy. But across the country, a growing number of experienced farmers are quietly moving in a different direction. They are discovering that some of America's most underrated cattle breeds offer better efficiency, stronger health, lower input costs, and long-term profitability. This shift is not driven by trends or nostalgia. It is driven by real results on real farms. In this video, we take a closer look at the top 5 most underrated cattle breeds in America and why smart farmers are switching to them right now. From heritage breeds built to thrive on pasture to cattle that handle heat, disease, and poor forage with ease, these animals are changing how success is measured in modern farming. If you are interested in sustainable beef production, lower feed bills, resilient genetics, and cattle that work with your land instead of against it, this video will open your eyes to options most people overlook. One of the breeds at the center of this quiet movement is the American milking Devon. This breed traces its roots back to early colonial America, where it was valued as a true triple-purpose animal for milk, meat, and draft work. Over time, industrial farming pushed Devons aside in favor of specialized breeds, but farmers who still raise them know exactly what they have. American milking Devons are moderate in size, which means lower feed costs and easier handling. They thrive on pasture, convert forage efficiently, and stay productive without needing constant inputs. Their milk may not match Holstein's in sheer volume, but it is rich, balanced, and perfect for family dairies, cheese makers, and farmstead operations. Their beef is well marbled and flavorful, and their longevity often surprises farmers used to shorter-lived commercial cattle. In a time when sustainability and self-sufficiency matter more than ever, this breed feels less like a relic and more like a blueprint. Another breed quietly winning over farmers is the Pineywoods cattle, one of America's true landrace breeds. Developed in the Southeast over hundreds of years, Pineywoods cattle survived harsh climates, parasites, poor forage, and minimal human intervention. That history shows in every part of their behavior and performance today. They are incredibly hardy, calve easily, and maintain body condition where many mainstream breeds struggle. Smart farmers switching to Pineywoods often talk about reduced vet bills and fewer headaches overall. These cattle know how to forage, how to avoid predators, and how to take care of themselves. While they may not reach the massive frame sizes seen in feedlot-oriented breeds, they excel in grass-based systems where efficiency matters more than raw weight. Their beef has a strong following among chefs and direct-to-consumer markets, especially among buyers who value heritage genetics and natural production methods. Then there is the Randall Lineback, a breed that almost disappeared entirely before dedicated breeders brought it back from the edge. At first glance, the striking lineback color pattern catches your eye, but it is the functionality of this breed that keeps farmers interested. Randall Linebacks are calm, intelligent, and remarkably adaptable. They perform well as dairy cattle on small farms, producing milk with excellent butterfat and protein levels, while also offering solid beef qualities when raised for meat. Farmers who switched to Randall Linebacks often mention temperament as a major advantage. These cattle are easy to handle, easy to train, and well suited for farms that prioritize low-stress livestock management. In an era when labor is expensive and experienced help is hard to find, a calm and cooperative animal becomes a serious asset rather than a luxury. The Lowline Angus is another underrated option that challenges traditional thinking, even though it carries a familiar name. Developed in Australia and later adopted in the United States, Lowline Angus cattle are significantly smaller than standard Angus but maintain excellent carcass quality. This smaller size changes everything. They require less feed, less space, and less infrastructure, yet still produce high-quality beef that performs well in grass-finished systems. Farmers switching to Lowline Angus often discover they can run more cattle on the same acreage without overgrazing, which improves pasture health and overall farm resilience. Calving problems are rare, fencing costs go down, and handling becomes safer and simpler. For small to medium-sized farms trying to maximize returns without scaling up land or debt, this breed offers a compelling alternative to conventional beef production models. Another breed gaining renewed attention is the Florida Cracker cattle, a direct descendant of the cattle brought to North America by Spanish explorers. Like the Pineywoods, Florida Cracker cattle evolved under tough conditions with little human assistance. Heat tolerance is one of their strongest traits, making them especially valuable as climate conditions grow more unpredictable. They handle humidity, insects, and sparse forage with ease, and they maintain fertility and productivity even when conditions are far from ideal. Farmers who adopt Florida Cracker cattle often do so after struggling with mainstream breeds that require constant supplementation just to maintain condition. These cattle may look lean compared to feedlot finished animals, but their efficiency and survivability tell a deeper story. In grass-based and regenerative systems, they often outperform expectations and deliver steady, dependable returns year after year. What ties all these underrated cattle breeds together is not just genetics, but philosophy. Farmers are switching because they are tired of fighting nature instead of working with it. They want animals that match their land, their climate, and their management style rather than forcing systems designed for industrial scale onto smaller or more diverse farms. These breeds reward patience, observation, and good pasture management instead of constant chemical inputs and high overhead. Over time, that difference adds up to real money saved and real peace of mind gained. Another major reason these breeds are gaining traction is longevity. Many mainstream cattle are pushed hard for maximum output in a short time frame, which often leads to shorter productive lives. Underrated breeds like American milking Devon, Pineywoods, and Randall Lineback tend to stay productive longer, calve reliably, and remain sound well into older age. That means fewer replacement animals, more predictable herd dynamics, and stronger genetics passed down over generations. For farmers thinking long-term rather than quarter-to-quarter, this kind of stability is priceless. Marketing is also playing a role in the shift. Consumers are increasingly interested in where their food comes from and how it is produced. Heritage and underrated breeds come with built-in stories that resonate with buyers. When a farmer can explain that their beef comes from Florida Cracker cattle adapted to local conditions or Pineywoods cattle raised entirely on pasture, it creates a connection that commodity beef simply cannot match. Direct marketing, farm sales, and specialty butcher relationships all benefit from cattle that stand out for reasons beyond yield alone. None of this means that popular breeds have no place in American agriculture. They earned their reputation for a reason. But the idea that one or two breeds are the best choice for every farm is slowly losing credibility. As input costs rise, weather patterns shift, and consumer preferences evolve, flexibility becomes a competitive advantage. Underrated cattle breeds offer that flexibility, along with traits that modern farming desperately needs, such as efficiency, resilience, and adaptability. What is happening right now is not a trend driven by hype. It is a practical response by farmers who are paying attention. They are tracking costs, watching animal health, and adjusting based on real-world results rather than tradition or marketing. As more producers share their experiences, these breeds are gaining credibility one farm at a time. The switch is rarely dramatic. It often starts with a few animals, a trial pasture, or a single breeding season. But once farmers see the difference, many never go back. America's most underrated cattle breeds are not trying to compete with industrial giants on their terms. They are redefining what success looks like on the farm. For those willing to look beyond the usual names and rethink what efficiency really means, these cattle offer something rare in modern agriculture. They offer balance. And for a growing number of smart farmers, that balance is exactly what makes all the difference. As farming costs rise and conditions become less predictable, more producers are realizing that the most popular cattle breeds are not always the smartest choice. America's most underrated cattle breeds prove that success is not about hype or tradition, but about performance, efficiency, and long-term sustainability. These cattle thrive on grass, stay healthier with fewer inputs, and adapt to local environments in ways many mainstream breeds simply cannot. For farmers focused on real profitability rather than short-term gains, the switch is becoming an obvious decision. If this video changed how you think about cattle breeds or gave you new ideas for your farm, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below with your thoughts or experiences. Let us know which breed surprised you the most or which one you would consider raising. Your support helps the channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you practical insights that matter to farmers and livestock enthusiasts everywhere.